Hello and welcome to English Today. This is DVD 9 and it's the first DVD of your lower intermediate level. And in this DVD, we'll begin with another 3 episodes of our story, That's Life, followed by our special TV programs where there will be a debate about where to live, the city or the countryside. Then we'll learn how to make strawberry whip in the cooking section. Then in the grammar section, we will study how to use the English auxiliaries. We'll also look at how to ask for permission and express obligation using must and have to. You'll also learn some important phrases for talking on the telephone, okay? So, happy viewing.
What horrible weather. I hate it when it rains. So what are we going to do today?
It's a perfect day for tidying up. I enjoy putting the house in order when the weather is bad. By the way, look at the mess. We don't often get a chance to clean up together.
You're joking, right? I hate cleaning the house. Don't you have any better ideas, Anne?
Just a little bit of tidying up. Anyway, it was just an idea. And not a bad idea at that, in my opinion.
Sorry, that idea is bad. What else do you suggest? Personally, I enjoy doing something more exciting than vacuuming and doing the dusting.
Why don't we play a game?
What kind of game?
How about playing cards?
No, I hate playing cards. It's so boring. Let's see what's on TV. Cartoons, soap operas, political talk shows. There's nothing interesting on.
Shall we go for a walk? I like walking in the rain. Why don't we take a walk to the new bakery in Piccadilly? What do you say?
Are you crazy? It's raining out. Well, you know what the traffic's like when it rains. I certainly don't want to get stuck in a traffic jam on a Sunday. That happens every day when I drive to work and when I drive back home.
Okay. Okay. So, what shall we do?
If you want, I can read your fortunes using the tarot cards. Aren't you interested in what the future holds?
That's your favorite hobby. No thanks, Alice. Let's not think about the future. I prefer the future to remain a mystery.
Well, I prefer to be prepared if something is going to happen. I don't like surprises.
So, sit here. I'll tell you who you are and what your future holds.
You know what I like to do on days like this? Nothing. Totally relaxing, doing nothing.
I agree with you, Jack. Total relaxation. Now that's a great idea.
And maybe eating something nice and tasty. Huh, Anne? Why don't you prepare us one of your lovely lunches?
No way, guys. You don't want to go out. You hate cleaning the house. You don't like playing games. So, in other words, you want to do nothing while I have to cook. And do you know what I say? I also enjoy doing nothing. That's what I'm going to do. Watch out, couch. Here I come.
Hello Hello and welcome back to English Today, that live TV program where you can learn the English language. And in this lesson, I want to do some revision on the things that people don't like about the English language, the auxiliaries. Now, the exercise is simple. We're going to look at some of the auxiliaries that we've learned up to now. What are they? Well, we have learned am, is, are, do, does, and did. When do we use them? We use them in questions. Aha. This is the exercise. I have here some sentences in the positive form, and I want you to make questions using these auxiliaries. Okay? So, I'll give you an example. I say, he likes wine. You start the question with what? What? He likes wine. Now, this is the simple present tense. So, which of those auxiliaries do we need? Am, is, are, do, does, or did? Simple present tense. Exactly, we need do or does. Now, I said he likes wine. Third person. So which one? Does. Exactly, good. So the question is, what does he like? Get the idea? Great, let's continue. Number 2. I play tennis. I play tennis. What sport? All right, do I play? Very good. I play, simple present tense. We need do or does, the subject I. So what sport do I play? Great. Next one. They're coming at 7 o'clock. They're coming at 7 o'clock. What time? Yeah, now they are coming, present continuous, auxiliary. That's it. Fantastic. What time are they coming? All right? Present continuous, auxiliary, to be. Next one. She went to the cinema yesterday. She went to the cinema. Where? All right. Simple past tense. What do we need? We need did. So where did she go? Excellent. Very good. You see? Getting better. Next one. We had an ice cream after dinner. We had an ice cream after dinner. What had we? Simple past. Did. That's it. What did we have? Remember, the verb have always takes an auxiliary. So what did we have? Great. Next one. She's painting the front door. She's painting the front door. Which tense? Present continuous. So what, third person, is she painting? Very good. Next one. I was at home on Saturday. This is difficult. I was at home. Remember that the verb to be is an exception. I was is the past tense of the verb to be, and it doesn't take an auxiliary. So we don't need an auxiliary. The question is, where were you? That's difficult. Where were you? The verb to be, no auxiliary. Okay? They work in Paris. What's the tense? Simple present. Good. Where do they work? Excellent. And the last one, I'm living in Florence. I'm living in Florence. Where are you living? Fantastic. You're getting better all the time. You see, it's just a question of practice. So now let's look at the screen and see those written just to remind you once more, okay? So He likes wine. What does he like? I play tennis. What sport do you play? They're coming at 7. What time are they coming? Present continuous. She went to the cinema yesterday. Where did she go? Simple past. We had an ice cream after dinner. What did we have? Simple past after dinner. Remember, have, you need the auxiliaries. She's painting the front door. Present continuous. What is she painting? Okay, so that's it. Keep practicing with your auxiliaries. They will be easier and easier. Now let's go back to our friends, where Alice is reading Sharon's tarot cards. Let's see what comes up. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, I see. You are very shy and sweet-tempered, yet you are somewhat moody, and sometimes it seems you prefer to stay by yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I enjoy solitude. Just me and my thoughts.
Yes, indeed. I see that you are worried about something, but that's not clear. I think it has something to do with a boy, or maybe it has something to do with your job. Yes, maybe you are going to get a new job.
Wow. Definitely I like the second option. It's much better.
But I don't know. Actually, this card means that love troubles are on their way. Sorry, Peter, but I see the shadow of another boy in your Sharon's heart.
Don't be silly, Alice. Tell me more about this job instead.
Okay, if you like. So you are very careful in your work, even if it seems you don't like it that much.
Yeah, that's right. I like doing things right. If I can't work well, I prefer doing nothing at all. What's more, I'm very punctual. I hate being late.
Yes, and you are also very modest.
Thanks, Alice. Well, actually, I can't stand people who show off. They make me uneasy. Your tarot cards seem to know me very well.
Well, you know, tarot cards never lie. That's why I want to investigate more about this mysterious boy.
Come on, darling, they're not always right, are they?
Yes, they are. I swear it. They always tell the truth.
Oh, come on, girls. Stop it. How can you spend the whole afternoon talking nonsense? Why don't we do something more interesting? Why don't we all stop doing nothing and go out? Look, it has just stopped raining. How about strolling in the park?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go.
Hello again and welcome back. I want to continue doing some work on auxiliaries. Do you believe in tarot cards? I don't. Now, that's sort of an example of what I'd like to teach you now. Short answers in English. Usually in other languages, when you ask a question like, do you believe in tarot cards? People say yes or no. In English, it's a little bit more complicated. I can say, for example, do you believe in tarot cards? Yes, I do. No, I don't. So we take the auxiliary and we repeat it in the positive or the negative, So that's really quite strange. Other languages don't do that. As it's complicated, I want to go to the screen now and we can look at it written. It'll be easier for you. Very common. You'll hear it all the time. So, look at the example. Does he like wine? Instead of just saying yes or no, we take the auxiliary of the question and we say, yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. You see that? We repeat the auxiliary. Very unusual. Do you play tennis? Do is the auxiliary. Yes, I do. No, I don't. The negative. All right? So we always take the auxiliary of the question. Next one. Are they coming at 7 o'clock? We've changed tense. It's the present continuous, the auxiliary to be. So, yes, they are, or no, they aren't. Are they coming at 7 o'clock? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Next. Did she go to the cinema yesterday? Did, simple past. Repeat. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Okay? Next one. Did you have an ice cream after dinner? Yes, we did. No, we didn't. Is she painting the front door? Is. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Were you at home on Saturday? Now listen to this. Yes, I was. You take the verb to be and you put it in the correct form. So were you? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Okay? Is she in the bathroom? Is. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Do they work in Paris? Yes, they do. No, they don't. Are you living in Florence? Yes, I am. Verb to be, are you? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. So you see, it's really quite unusual, isn't it? And it's not easy. It's not a spontaneous thing. You have to practice. So, do you understand? Yes, I do. No, I don't. All right, so those are your short answers. Have some fun with them. Keep practicing them. And I'll see you in our next lesson. Okay, bye.
Hello, this is Anne Baxter from Red Bear Publishing. I'm looking for accommodation for an American writer and his agent. They're coming to London in 2 weeks' time. Could you tell me a little bit about your hotel, please? Our clients are used to the very best. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you also have a swimming pool? A sauna? Great. And as far as entertainment is concerned, do you have a lounge with live music? Could you hold a moment, please? Sharon, stop humming, please. I can't hear anything. Okay, well, thank you very much for your help. I'll let you know as soon as possible. Right. Goodbye.
What are you doing, Anne?
My boss asked me to book rooms for 2 of our most demanding clients. Well, they would like a quiet hotel near our publishing house Oh, and of course, with all the creature comforts. So I'm making a few telephone calls.
And listen to this song for a moment. It's Ray Charles's last recording. It's fantastic.
I've got a lot to do, Sharon.
Just for 1 minute, Anne. Come on.
I'm afraid I can't now. But just why don't you go over to Alice's?
She's having a shower. You know, when Alice gets in the bathroom, she takes at least 2 hours.
Well, do whatever you want. Just, please, get out of this room.
Anne, what's the matter today? Why are you treating me so badly?
That's enough, Sharon. I know everything about it.
Everything about what?
That you've got a lover.
A lover? Are you going crazy, Anne?
Oh, don't try and pretend with me, Sharon. And I call you a friend.
But it's the truth.
Uh-huh.
And who is my romantic lover, by the way?
You know. I'm talking about Jack.
Jack? What are you talking about?
The photograph. The one where you and Jack are kissing.
It's not what you think, Anne.
Uh-huh. So you tell me. You know, a picture says more than 1,000 words.
That photo is from 3 years ago. We were engaged.
Or what? But you and Jack were engaged.
I know. I wanted to avoid stupid gossip. And also because of Peter.
So now you're telling me that... Well, I can't believe it.
I know. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. See, now you're angry with me. That's why.
Well, you're right, Sharon. I am mad at you. And now I look like a fool.
I'm sorry, Anne, really.
No, my hair!
What's going on?
Oh my God,
It's Alice.
no.
Come on, let's go see what's happening.
Alice, quickly! Help! My hair! Oh, it's...
Hello again and welcome back to English Today. Did you see that last episode of That's Life? Poor Anne. Well, sometimes the truth is difficult to hear, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. This live television program. Just one moment. Hello? This is Louise speaking. Pablo, I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. Yes. Well, just one moment. I'll try and find out. Okay. Put it on hold. Hello? Yes, hello. Could I speak to Pablo, please? What, could you put me through to him? No. Okay, yes, I understand. No, it's not important. Don't worry. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. All right, bye. Hello? Yes, hello. I'm afraid he's not available at the moment. Yes. Would you like to leave a message? Sharon called. Okay. Would you like him to call you back? Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes, I'll tell him. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye. Sharon? Who's Sharon? Where were we? Yes, interesting. I wanted to talk to you about telephone language. Now, I used some phrases there which are quite useful to you, and I want to go to the screen so that we can see those written together and look at how the phrases work, okay? Now, look at these situations. When you don't understand someone on the telephone, what do you say? Can you repeat, please? No. No. If you ask somebody, can you repeat, please, it's like asking them to vomit. Why? Because there is a small word missing, a very important one. In English, you must say, can you repeat that? Please, very important. Many people make that mistake, and they ask everybody to vomit on the telephone. So remember, can you repeat that, please? Good. Next, when, for example, imagine that you are on the telephone and you want to write something down when the person is speaking. So you want them to... Okay, good. So you stop them. Just a minute. Just a minute. This is difficult. We say in English, I'll make a note of that. Okay? Just a minute. I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note of that. Snap decision. All right? Next one. Imagine you're on the telephone and somebody knocks at the door when you're speaking. Now, you have to say, What can you say? Yeah, so just a minute. We say, I'll be right back. Now that means that you're going somewhere and coming back then quickly. So just a minute, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay? Useful, that phrase. Now, you return to the phone, okay, and the other person has been waiting for you. So you need to apologize for the inconvenience. So you can say, sorry. We say in English, sorry to keep you waiting. Sorry to keep you waiting. So you say, just a minute, I'll be right back. Music, and you say, sorry to keep you waiting. All right? Great. Next thing. You're speaking to somebody and suddenly the other person disappears. Because, disappears. Now, how do you say that? In English, we say, sorry, we were cut off. We don't talk about the telephone line. We say, sorry, we were cut off. Okay? Great. Now, when the line is bad, you know, with mobile phones, often you can't hear properly, especially when you're on the train, sometimes when you're in the mountains, and you hear... Do you know what you can say? We say in English, hello, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I'll call you back. I'll call you back. So, you're breaking up, I'll call you back, or can you call me back? All right? So, those are some of the most important phrases when you're speaking on the phone, but we will be looking at more telephone language because it's very useful for you, and it's a bit unusual. You need to practice it a lot. Practice in the bath, for example. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So that way you don't panic when you answer in English. All right? Great. So I'll see you in the next lesson and we'll look at some more telephone language. Bye.
What's happening?
Alice, why are you screaming?
My hair! Look!
It looks... Your hair is green.
I know.
But how?
Okay, imagine this. I'm washing my hair. Well, colouring my hair, actually. I want to change my look. My mobile rings. It's Tom. He's telling me all about this great party yesterday evening. I'm listening to his story and I don't realise the time flies. More than an hour.
It's always the same old story, Alice. Anyways, green suits you. It looks very original. Very unique. Just like you.
Well, Alice, don't be offended, but you look like a frog.
Thanks, Anne. That's the nicest compliment. What shall I do?
Well, why don't you call a hairdresser and make an appointment? And in future, try to avoid changing your look.
Hello again and welcome back to your live TV program where you learn English. And in this lesson, I want to go back to look at some more telephone English because it's really not that simple. We have special phrases that we use when we speak on the telephone in English. So to help us, let's go and look at those on the language screen, okay? Now the first thing is when you introduce yourself on the telephone, we don't say, I am Louise. We say this. We say, this is Louise, or this is Mr. Smith. Now that's really quite unusual and different to other languages. So, hello, this is Mr. Smith. Or we can say, hello, Tom speaking. Tom speaking, Louise speaking. Okay, so don't say, hello, I'm Louise. We only use that when you do, for example, a sales presentation on the telephone. All right? Good. Then, asking who the other person is, you can say, hello, is that Mr. Jackson? Is that Mr. Jackson? So it's like, this is that Mr. Jackson? Hello, is that Peter speaking? And not, hello, are you Peter? Okay, is that? Good. Now, you want to ask to speak to another person. So what can you say? Well, you can say, hello, I'd like to speak to John, please. I'd like to speak to John. Or you can ask the questions, can I speak? Could I speak? May I speak to the managing director? Now, remember, may is very polite, could is neutral, and can is more informal. All right? Then we could also say, good morning, could you please put me through to Mr. Smith? Now, put me through to, which is difficult to say, put me through to, is like saying in American English, could you connect me to? All right? So that's connecting people. Now, when you connect a person, you can say, just a moment, I'll put you through to him. I'll put you through to him. You need to practice that a lot. I'll put you through to him. Or, yes, Mr. Smith is in. I'm trying to connect you now. Connect is the other word. And you can say, hold on, just a moment, please. That's to ask people to wait, okay? Good. Then leaving a message. You could say, you could ask, could you take a message, please? Could you take a message? Or can I leave a message? Then you could say, could you ask him or her to call me back? Could you ask him to call me back? All right? Then the last thing is taking a message. You can ask, can I take a message? Can I take a message? Or would you like to leave a message? All right, so there are some more fundamental and essential English language phrases that you use on the telephone, and I think you'll find them very useful. So, experiment, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Can I ask you a question? Yesterday evening, I got...
Sorry, Jack, I can't listen now. I've got to get to work. I have a meeting at 9:30 with my editor. And I'm late.
But I only need a minute. It's important.
Nothing is more important than this meeting. If I arrive late, my boss will kill me. Ring me later if you want. Bye-bye.
Great. Alice. Alice. Can I ask you a question? Yesterday evening...
No, Jack, I can't. I'm really sorry, but I have to get going too.
But you never leave before 11 in the morning. Why are you in such a hurry today?
I'm starting a new yoga course this morning. My horoscope says I have to do some exercise.
Well, if your horoscope says so. Anyway, I only need a second.
No, Jack. My teacher told me not to be late. You can give me a call later.
But Alice, wait. It's important. What a bunch of nuts. I wonder what my aunt will think.
Hi again. Did you hear what Jack said? He said, what a bunch of nuts. Do you know that expression in English? Because nuts has a couple of meanings. Nuts are the things that you have in an aperitif, but it's also a way of calling somebody a crazy person. You say, you're a nut, means you're crazy. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that for you. He also said, can I ask you something? May I ask you something? He wanted the girls to listen to him, and they weren't paying any attention. And I want to talk to you about these words, which are may, could, and can, because they are the three forms that we use when we ask for permission. So what's the difference between them? Now, if I say, excuse me, may I open the window because it's hot in here, may is used in more formal situations. If I use could, it can be used in any situation. It's neutral. So, for example, could you lend me your pen? And can is used in more informal situations. Imagine you're at home, you're having dinner, you want the salt, so you can ask, can I have the salt? Less formal. So let's go to the screen and see those written, see the differences. We talked about it already, actually, when we looked at telephone conversations. So, formal situations, may I, and we can also say, may we. May I, may we. May I ask you a question? May I offer you something? And may I have this dance? So remember, may for formal situations, it's very polite, okay? Then could for neutral situations, which means you can use it in any situation, really. Could I use your phone, please? Could I change the appointment? And could we meet later? All right, so very useful verb. It's good in all situations. And then can you pass me the salt? Please, more informal with your friends, your family, people you know well. Can I have some wine, please? And can I borrow the car tonight? So those are the examples, all right? May, could, and can. So remember, depending on who you are talking to, make that choice. May, could, or can. Let's go back to that's life. The girls are exhausted and Jack has a surprise for them. Let's see what it is. Bye.
What a day. I'm exhausted.
Me too. All of my muscles are killing me. What is there to eat, Anne?
Well, we can make a sandwich. That's about it. The fridge is practically empty. Jack, is that you? Who's that with him?
Hi, everybody. This is my Aunt Carolina. She came all the way from Bologna to see me. She'd like to see how I'm getting along.
Well, good evening. Jack, why didn't you say anything? I should clean up. Look at the mess.
Well, everybody was in such a hurry this morning. I tried to telephone you, but your mobile was off. And Alice's mobile just rang and rang. I imagine you left it at home again as usual, Alice.
Well, I guess so. Good evening. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, well, only girls, eh? So, you are Alice. Alice, the interesting one of the house. And you are Anne, the housekeeper.
Please, Aunt Carolina.
So that's how you describe us.
Come on. Aunt Carolina is only joking, right?
And this is the wonderful house.
Well, yes. But it's usually tidy.
It's still very charming.
Thank you. May I offer you something? Would you like to have a glass of wine, maybe?
Yes, thank you, I would.
Alice, could you get a bottle of wine, please?
There isn't any wine. Anne, there isn't any wine. There isn't any beer. We have to do the shopping.
Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry. It's not usually like this, but today was very busy.
Do you know what? Let's go out for dinner. Oh. What do you say, Aunt Carolina?
That sounds good to me. Excuse me, do you go out dressed like that? Maybe you should get cleaned up a bit?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Let's get ready to go out on the town.
May I ask you a question, Jack?
Of course, Aunt Carolina. Shoot.
Do you really think it's such a good idea to live together with all these women?
Well, hello, Mr. Monkey, and how are we feeling today? Let's check the thermometer. I know you're not well. Let's have a look. Good. Yes, the temperature has gone down. That's good news. Now, Mr. Monkey, you don't have to stay in bed any longer, okay, because your temperature has gone down, but you can't go out monkeying, not yet. You must stay indoors for another 3 days because you're not strong enough to go out yet, all right? You mustn't be too energetic. You can have relaxing baths and you can eat whatever you want, but you mustn't have any alcohol, okay, because you haven't finished your antibiotics and it could have a disastrous effect on you, all right? So you must finish your cycle of tablets. Now, let's see what else. Oh, yes, and you must drink a lot of water, maybe 5 liters a day, if you can manage that, okay? Good, so, oh, and you don't have to pay me until you're better, okay, Mr. Monkey? So, take very good care of yourself, and I will come back tomorrow and check on your condition again, okay? So, goodbye, Mr. Monkey. See you tomorrow. I became a nurse to show you other ways of using modal verbs. Now, so far we have studied can, could, and may, and these are verbs which help to change the meaning of the verb which comes after. They're called modal verbs. And here we were using verbs of obligation. Very interesting. Let's look at the screen and see those. Now, let's first go back to permission. Remember, we talked about can is a form of expressing permission, and I was giving him permission to do things. For example, you can eat whatever you want, you can go for walks, and you can't, however, that's not giving permission, you can't go monkeying or you can't go to work, all right? Then I talked about obligation, and this is very interesting. I used the verb must. Must followed by an infinitive without to. So, for example, you must finish the tablets, you must relax, you must stay at home for 3 days, and you must look after yourself. Now, that in English is how you express obligation, something which is you are obliged, forced to do. All right? It's a strong verb in English. Now, the opposite, mustn't, means prohibition. If you do that, okay, so very strong verb. You mustn't drink alcohol. You mustn't do anything energetic. And you mustn't jump about. All right? So must and mustn't. Must, obligation, mustn't, prohibition. Then I said something else. I said, you don't have to stay in bed. Now that's very interesting because that's optional obligation. And it's the same as saying you don't need to stay in bed. You don't have to stay in bed. It's optional. Or you don't have to stay indoors. I also said, you don't have to pay me. It means it's not necessary. So that's optional obligation with have to. So that's an important lesson. Must, mustn't, and have to as different ways of expressing obligation. Great. So now you have to study more English. You must read and watch your English lessons, okay? And I must see you again next time. Okay then. Goodbye.
Good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk, our discussion program with our commentators, Tom and Marie. How are you?
Fine, Eric.
Fine. Good to see you again.
Well, did you have a good weekend?
Very good, thanks. I relaxed in the country. I have a house there. It's so peaceful.
A healthy weekend. And you, Tom?
Well, I had a great weekend too. I stayed in the city and it wasn't peaceful. I went out a lot and made some new friends.
Sounds like a good weekend to me. So, the same old story. A relaxing, peaceful life in the country compared with an exciting life in the city. Where's the best place to be? In the city or in the country? Let's discuss this more.
Sure. I'll convince you that gardening's more interesting than the pollution and chaos of the city.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Last weekend, I went to the cinema, a rock concert, and 2 parties. Gardening isn't for me.
Really? Your weekend certainly wasn't relaxing. Don't you feel tired?
Well, maybe a little, yes, but I love city life. The city offers so many things. It's fantastic.
I don't agree with you. Life in the city is too stressful. You rush around all day long. And then there's the traffic and finding a parking space. Walking in the woods is far better than being stuck in traffic jams. I'm really thinking of moving to the country.
Well, I don't think I could ever live in the country. I'd die of boredom. It would be a problem for my work, too.
You're wrong, Tom. You can work from home. A friend of mine does this. He works from home. He uses the internet for email and virtual meetings. He goes to the office in the city 2 or 3 times a month. He's got 3 children and life in the country is great for the family. And he loves gardening too.
And gardening is difficult in the city, isn't it?
Sure, but country life is so isolating. You don't meet new people. Well, okay, the city is more polluted, more stressful, but country life is so boring. I like meeting new people, making new friends, and in the city it's easy to meet new people.
I'm not so sure about that. Whenever I'm in the country, lots of my friends come to visit me. They all complain about the stress of city life, and they really enjoy the peace and quiet of the country. I'm sure that sooner or later you'll arrive too. Let's bet on it.
But if I do come, I'll bring a few friends and maybe we'll have a party.
OK, I'll be waiting for you. Of course, you're invited too, Eric.
Oh, thanks, Marie. Okay, this is a good compromise. A less stressful weekend for Tom and a more exciting one for Marie. Well, the city or the country? I think it's difficult to say where it's best to live. It depends upon your taste. The country life is more relaxing, whereas the city life is more exciting. Well, time to say goodbye. Goodbye, Marie, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Eric.
Goodbye, Eric.
And goodbye to you. And see you again next time on Let's Talk. Did you notice how we call life in the city, city life, and life in the country, country life? City life is more exciting, but also quite stressful. We say something is stressful when it makes you nervous. The traffic in the city is stressful. Traffic is the word we use for cars, buses, trucks, everything on the roads. When the traffic moves slowly or stops, we say there is a traffic jam. Parking in the city is also stressful. It's often difficult to find a parking space to park your car. Notice the verb is to park, and a place where you can leave your car is called a parking space. Usually in cities, there are car parks. A car park is a big area with lots of parking spaces for many cars. Another problem in the city is the pollution. Pollution is the contamination of the environment. For example, the traffic makes the air dirty. In the country, the air is clean and it's easy to park. But Tom says it's boring to live in the country because there's nothing to do. Boring means that it's not interesting. Marie says it's relaxing to live in the country. Relaxing means it makes you feel relaxed. Notice that often the adjectives we use to describe things, places, or people end with ing. The city is exciting. The country is relaxing, but boring. Adjectives that describe how a person feels often end with ed, ed. Tom is bored. In the country, Marie is relaxed. In the country, and stressed. In the city. Marie said that the city, you rush around all day. Rush around means to go everywhere and do everything very quickly. But in the country, you can go for walks in the woods and do the gardening. A wood is an area with lots of trees. The gardening is the work you do in your garden, like watering the plants or cutting the grass. Well, see you.
Welcome to Cooking Today. Today I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest, Lisa French. She's the popular author of the bestseller, A PhD in Homemaking. Lisa, thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
It's my pleasure.
If you're wondering what to make for lunch, if you have to prepare a last-minute dinner, then Lisa's the person to ask for help. Listen, Lisa, I'm having a dinner on Saturday. Could you give me a tip on a quick and tasty dessert?
Of course. You can prepare an easy-to-make dish with fresh strawberries.
The strawberry season only lasts a few weeks, so it's worthwhile making the best of in-season berries. And it can be made in a jiffy.
Oh, strawberries. I absolutely go mad about strawberries. So let's get started. Just the idea of strawberries makes my mouth water.
First, wash, drain, and hull strawberries for 4 servings. Then, mash them to a pulp.
All of them?
No, you have to put aside some good ones for decoration.
Okay, then what?
Next, whip about half a pint of cream. Then whisk 2 egg whites stiffly and fold into the cream. Add the strawberry pulp. And stir in 2 tablespoons of caster sugar.
Does it need cooking?
No. All you need to do is pour the mixture into individual goblets.
Is that all?
Don't forget to decorate each one with a bit of whipped cream and the whole strawberries you put aside. Now your dessert's ready to serve.
Oh, it looks delicious. Let me have a taste right now. Yummy. This is sensational. If any of you have a request regarding homemaking, then please contact us at our studio, 800-332211, or send an email to cookingtoday@homemakingtv.com. Thank you, Lisa. We have so much to learn from you.
Thank you for coming.
Have you enjoyed the recipe? Well, now let's go over the language used in the interview. First of all, let's explain what a homemaker is. A homemaker is an expert in all matters concerning administration and running of a household, cooking, budgeting, sewing, etc. Lisa used some typical culinary terms. Drain means eliminating excess water from food after washing or boiling. You drain pasta, vegetables, and so on. Hull means removing inedible parts from the food, like peas, beans, or strawberries. Mash means crushing some food, such as potato or carrots, into a paste. Whip means beating to a fluffy consistency, as in whipping cream. Whisk means whipping, egg whites, for example, to a froth, incorporating air or until firm. We say whisking stiffly. Stir is moving a spoon around a liquid when we add one ingredient to another. And mix them together when we say stir in. Fold in means blending other ingredients to a whipped mixture, stirring gently. Pour means adding a liquid into a mixture or serving tea, coffee, water. Lisa also mentioned a goblet, which is a small cup with stem to serve fruit salad or ice cream. A pint, which is a unit of liquid measure equivalent to 568 milliliters, a UK pint, or 550 milliliters, a US pint. A tablespoon is also used as a unit of measure. In order to express appreciation about food, we say tasty, delicious, yummy, mouth-watering. Lisa said in-season berries to mean fresh fruit. Otherwise, we say out of season, not to be confused with the word seasoning, which means adding salt, pepper, and other spices to food. A berry is a small fruit, such as a strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, blueberry. Another useful term is serving. You can also say helping. It refers to individual portions of food. Well, I hope you've had a good time, and I'll see you next time.